Hey, what's everyone? It's Snickerdoodle. Thanks so much for returning to my channel, or coming here if you're new. Today I'll be drawing one of the Barbie signature collections, I think he was like an Ocean Ken Merman King. He was released last December, and when I saw him I was immediately like, oh, I have to have him. But he's like $100, so that's not happening. And of course they're scalping him on eBay for like hundreds of dollars. So that's fucking cool, I guess. But I figured I could immortalize him in my collection by drawing him. And then I decided to show all you guys because I think it's cool, so I figure y'all might think it's cool too. There were a lot of details that I decided to either take out or add to them. I don't think he has nearly as many fins in the right places as he should have. I think I'm also missing some jewelry. But they like to just, for some reason, put jewels all over everything. That's not really my style. Also because jewels are a bitch and I have to draw. So we'll just leave a couple pearls in the hair and some gold and some jewels in the trident. One of the things that was difficult during this drawing was the hands, and I know that's a really common problem for people, so I'm not going to harp too much on that. But also, for some reason, the tail gave me some issues. It didn't look quite right to me, so I ended up kind of warping it once I drew it. The last thing that gave me so much trouble was the texture on the tail, and I think you'll see me experiment with it later on. But I ended up going with something that looks really nice and like one of those iridescent fishtails. That's a cool effect. One of the other things I changed, I think, was the how everything attaches to him, and also his coral armbands that I just kind of freehanded because why not? And actually, I haven't even seen the Barbie movie. I know it's good. Don't tell me it's good. I'm gonna go see it some point. I don't know when. I'm very busy. I drew this in Procreate. I would have drawn it in Clip Studio Paint, except my tablet's buried under a bunch of shit on my desk. So I'm gonna have to dig that out at some point. Soon, probably. Because I think Clip Studio Paint, doesn't that have a recording feature too? I'm pretty sure it does. So you guys would still be able to see the video process, even if I either streamed and you missed it, or if I didn't stream because I forgot and voiced it over, like I'm doing now. Although I can't stream with an iPad, I don't think. I'm not quite that clever. And that way you can see me stream at some point with the Clip Studio Paint, just like you can watch me fail at video games. So that's fun. Be sure to like and follow me on Twitch, because that's not something that's going to show up on YouTube very well. I think I have it as a link on YouTube, but I don't think it'll show up as something I can put it in the description, but I don't think I can like make a card or anything for it like I would be able to for other YouTube videos, which I will come out with, I promise. So there's that. One of the interesting things I found about this piece was that I used two different types of shading. I used, like, obviously the hand shaded bit where you just kind of pick a darker version of the color and then a lighter version of the color for highlights. The other thing I did was I used a multiply layer of the same or a similar color that I used for the line art. I think that's a really neat effect. I use that a lot. And it's way the fuck easier than trying to pick different colors for different areas. But I wanted this guy to look really nice because he's like royalty or whatever. And you'll have to let me know what you think. Please don't say mean things. That's not really cool. I mean, you can if you want, I guess, but I would prefer if you're not. So the other thing that I found fun with this was the textures, and there's quite a few that look either natural or like, for instance, there was that iridescent fishtail that I told you about. There's a water texture that's really fun. I used that a couple times to make it look like he's underwater. I'm not sure how well that worked, but I made an attempt, and that's all that matters. There were some kind of crunchy effects for the shells and the coral. And I believe for the fins I used the same kind of iridescent texture that I used for the tail. I'm trying to remember what exactly the features were that I took away from him and that I added. I know the pearls are original. I believe I added the coral armbands. I took away some fins, added others. I gave him a little bit more contrast because I think he was mostly orange. So I gave him a couple of fins, the jewel, and the beads and the harness to match his eyes. Because I thought that would be really cool looking. And I gave him a little bit of pink in his, or I guess I should say salmon in his tail, because the original was like sort of iridescently pink and orange, which is really hard to pull off in a 2D drawing like that. I'm trying to remember how his 2D render was before I came along and did my own. It was really pretty looking, but again, I wanted to try it myself because I thought that would be fun, and I thought if I thought it was interesting, somebody else might think it was interesting, and so on. So it looks like I'm shading the golden trident. I actually wonder how that would work in real life if you had like a golden or brass trident. I feel like that would break, but maybe it's just something that's like a prop and he doesn't actually use it. That would be cool, I think. Especially since I don't like to think about mer people eating fish. It doesn't... Something is just not quite right about that. But then again, I guess what would they eat? Let me know in the comments what you think they'd eat. And again, I'm really happy with the texture that the tail has. I think it's a good sort of focus because it looks iridescent like a fish would. I really liked the different textures on this piece, not just the ones that were Procreate, but also the ones that I did, even though they were a pain in the butt to do. Like for instance, I did some of the lines in the fins on the tail, which you'll see. I didn't think it was going to look good if I boldly outlined them like I did with some of the other fins. So you'll see that in a minute here. There's some other random texturing, like in the jewel, that I thought was interesting. Maybe I'm trying to think of what he might be doing while he's holding his trident and kind of gesturing like that. Maybe he's talking to his subjects about something. Hope it's not too serious. Maybe he's talking about how cool my channel is. Probably not, but that would be cool. Actually, come to think of it, I haven't seen the 2 Spider-Verse movies either. Again, don't tell me they're good. I know they're good. I just have to go see them. So maybe I'll do one of those Spider-Sonas I keep seeing other people do. That would be fun. So here comes the multiply layer. And that's a tip I found from somebody else somewhere and kept saying. So I was like, yeah, I'll try it. And it ended up working splendidly. I don't know what I would do without that tool. So it looks like this is almost over. So I'm going to go ahead and just remind you guys to like and subscribe and follow me on Twitch. Thanks so much and you have a great day.